viewers. Welcome to the Dethroning Your Inner Critic YouTube channel. This is the space where we break free from the voice that echoes who you've been so you can step into the truth of who you came here to be. I'm Joanna Kleinman, psychotherapist, creator of the Mind Method, and your guide to rewiring your mind so you can rise into your authentic self and finally live with the joy and peace and purpose you were always meant to feel. So in today's video, we are talking about something that so many of us are craving, but don't quite know how to access, and that is awe. Now, awe is not just those rare, breathtaking moments on mountaintops or on silent retreats. I'm talking about living in awe every day, because awe, like joy, isn't something you wait for. It's something you train for. It's actually a way of being. So let's be real. The world feels chaotic right now, and there is uncertainty in the air. And on top of that, we're carrying the invisible weight of our own personal timelines, right? What we thought our life would look like by now, and the goals we haven't yet hit, and the version of ourselves we thought we'd be already. And in an endless stream of curated highlight reels on social media, it is no wonder why so many of us are stuck in this comparison and longing and anxiety, and our nervous systems are overloaded, right? We've been hijacked. But here's the truth. Comparison, whether it's to an actual person or it's to your own ideal version of who you're supposed to be and what your life is supposed to be, that comparison is inner suicide. It is the fastest way to disconnect from joy because it pulls you out of your vision and convinces you to chase someone else's. So let me ask you something. What does a well-lived life mean to you? Because awe does not arise from achieving the perfect life on paper. It actually comes from remembering that you were never here to get anything. You're actually here to become. So when you live in awe, you're no longer chasing, you're actually aligning. So you see beauty in ordinary moments, and you trust the timing of your life. And you don't need that constant dopamine hit to feel alive because you're rooted in something deeper. And that's joy. And joy, like awe, is not created by external circumstances. It's revealed when you live in harmony with your authentic self. So, what blocks that alignment to our authentic self? It's not the chaos of the world. It is actually the noise of our automatic mind. That's the part of our mind that's never going away. It was wired in early childhood to protect you, and it basically formed one core belief that the world isn't safe unless I'm in control. So from that belief, that part of your mind scans your life for danger over and over and over. So that voice can sound like, unless I achieve this, I'm not good enough. Or if I put myself out there, I'll be rejected. Or I can't go for that big dream because I might fail. Or I'm just too much. Or maybe I'm just not enough. So that voice became your identity. And you've spent your whole life trying to protect yourself from that identity. Or you're overcompensating for that identity. And it is exhausting. But here's where the shift begins. So instead of asking, what do I need to fix? Or what do I need to get? Or what do I need to prove to finally feel the way that I want to feel? ask yourself, what do I truly want to give to the world? Now, for me, that answer is clear. I want to give people a way to use their mind to see themselves and their lives through the lens of love and connection and full self expression. Because when you live from that place, everything changes. You walk towards peace, not because your outer world is different, but because your inner world is. And that inner world is the environment where awe naturally arises. Now, I want to talk about joy for a moment because joy is not the same as pleasure. Joy isn't fleeting, joy isn't loud, joy is quiet power. So, joy is what happens when your soul is at home in your body. And we cultivate joy the same way we cultivate awe, through service, through alignment, through contribution instead of comparison. So, how do we begin? Well, we start by asking better questions. So, what's the challenge in your life right now that just isn't flowing? What's the one thing that you keep bumping into over and over? So maybe it's a relationship that keeps pulling on those deepest wounds. Or maybe it's a job that looks good on the outside but feels hollow inside. Maybe it's a cycle of self doubt that hijacks you every time you try to level up. Maybe it's a fear of being seen or being fully self expressed. Or maybe it's just that familiar undercurrent of anxiety that never seems to go away. Now, these aren't problems to solve. They're actually portals. They're invitations. So instead of resisting them, ask, what is the gift of this? What is this trying to awaken in me? And what is this moment trying to teach me about who I really am? Because often the thing that keeps showing up is exactly where your soul is asking you to grow. It's not a block, it's really a beckoning. And here's the thing, our nervous system was built for survival, our nervous system was not built for peace. Your automatic mind is always going to scan your life for perceived threats. That's just your default setting. But your brain also has what's called a salience network. And that part of your brain gets activated when you notice what truly matters. Now, that's what the mind method that I created is all about. When you start practicing witness consciousness, when you learn how to observe your thoughts and beliefs without becoming them, without getting entangled in them, you have the power to shift your entire state. You have the power to change your biology. Because when you can unhook from those automatic thoughts and those automatic beliefs, you can stop producing stress hormones like cortisol. You can allow your body to soften. You can allow your breath to deepen. And this is when you return to safety. And that safety is what allows awe to arise. Now, awe is not just a feeling, it's a frequency. It's the state your body and mind enter when you feel the presence of something vast. And instead of being scared, you're moved, you're softened, you're expanded. Now, you don't have to stand at the edge of the Grand Canyon to feel awe. You can feel it in a conversation. You can feel it in listening to your child laugh. You can feel it in the way the sunlight hits your face. Or you can even feel it in your own breath. So awe becomes available when you normalize joy, when you stop chasing excitement and start living from the belief that everything that you desire is already yours. That becomes your new normal, right? You're not chasing life. Because here's the truth: we don't manifest what excites us, we actually manifest what feels normal. And when awe becomes your baseline, joy follows naturally. So, what does it look like to live in awe? You do not need a perfect life to live in awe. You just need to remember. You need to walk with quiet confidence, and you listen deeply. You see beauty in maybe what other people miss, and you trust. You trust the divine timing of your life. You know how to give love to other people. And even when you fall back into fear, because we all do, you know how to return to that part of you that's already whole. You return through your breath, you return through stillness, you return through presence, you return through the daily practice of unhooking yourself from who you've been and choosing who you're here to be. Because awe is not a place you get to, it's a place you come from. So when you live from awe, you don't chase life, you feel it, you become it. And that is a life worth wanting. So if this video speaks to you, I'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway is in the comments. And if you want more support accessing awe or joy or your authentic self, be sure to subscribe and explore my free inner critic assessment linked below. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.